Welcome to the PC Mechanic tutorial section. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to check to make sure you have the most up-to-date drivers for your computer's graphics card. And the first thing we need to do is to go into the device manager to check what actual drivers we have installed on this PC system. So if we click on the start button and then right click on computer and then click on properties. Now what we're interested in here is this tab here, the device manager. So we click on that link there, a new window will open which will show us all the different devices that are actually attached to this PC system. Now what we're actually interested in today is the display adapters. So if we click on this little triangle to the left hand side, it will expand the box and show us all the different video cards that are attached to this PC system. And you'll notice here there is only one, and it's the one that's integrated with the motherboard, and it's an Intel R G45 Express chipset. So if we double click on there, we now get a box that will show us all the different details pertaining to this particular device. And what we're interested in here is drivers. So we open this up and it will show us the driver provider, which is the Intel Corporation. It will show us the driver date, and it will also show us the version, which is what we're interested in today. Now when it comes to driver version, you can forget the first three numbers here, and what we're actually interested in is this last four here, which is a 2202. So what we're going to do now is to make sure that that actual version is the most up-to-date. So if we click on update drivers, we're now given an option where we can actually search automatically for updated drivers that are on the Windows website, which means they've been certified by Windows. Or we can browse our computer for drivers that we have downloaded from the internet. The first thing we're going to do is to check the Windows database to see whether or not the current version we have is the most up-to-date according to their website. Now this can take several minutes. And you'll notice that Windows has determined the driver software for this device is currently up to date. Now all that means is it's the most up-to-date drivers that Intel have actually supplied Windows for verification. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are the most up-to-date. So what we're going to do now is we're going to actually go to the Intel's website and to actually check their website to see whether or not they are the most up-to-date drivers. So if we open a browser and go to the Intel website, now depending on obviously your graphics card, you'll need to go to the manufacturer's website. Now in Intel, drivers and software downloads are under the support tab. Now you may have a drivers tab or you may have a downloads tab depending on the actual manufacturer itself. So if we go into the support, again we've got options here. We can actually browse through here and find our actual graphics card. So we click on graphics. It's a processor graphics card. Sorry, it's not. It's a desktop graphics controller. And then we can scroll through here and find the actual graphics card itself. Or with Intel, and there are a number of other companies that do this. I know Nevada do, and there are a few other companies will allow you to automatically detect and upgrade software. So if we click on this link here, we now have an option for them to check our PC system to find out whether or not we have the most up-to-date. So if we click on check your system here, they will now check this PC system to see what drivers and actually what devices are installed on this PC system and whether or not they are actually up to date. Okay, you'll notice here when it says when it comes to graphic drivers, it says here there are new drivers available. So if we click on the plus sign, it's showing us here the current drivers installed, which is the 2202, and it is now telling us that there is a newer version which is 2226. So what we need to do now is to download the drivers and install these drivers onto our PC system. But before I actually do that, I'm going to create a restore point on my computer so that if any instability occurs after I've downloaded these drivers, I can revert my system back to its original state. Now, in order to do that, I need to go to the Start button, and I need to right click on the computer, go down to Properties, and I want System Protect. And then if we come down here, there's a little thing here that says Create a Restore Point. So if I click on the Create, it's asking me to give it a name for the restore point so that I can actually find it later on should I need it. So what I'm going to do here is just type in graphic update and create. Okay, it's now telling me that the restore point was now successfully created. So I can now go back to the website and I can safely click on the download button, knowing that should this download create any instability in my PC system, I can revert the system back to a state that it was in before I actually downloaded these drivers. And, yes, I want to run the new drivers, and as you can see, it is now downloading the new drivers to my PC system. Okay, now we can come to the installation wizard for this particular download. So all we need to do is to follow the on-screen instructions, and it will now install the new drivers onto this PC system. Okay, and it's now it's giving me a warning message now that it's strongly recommended that I exit all programs before continuing, and click on the next button. So if I just exit everything else and then click on next, you need to accept the license agreement and then just follow the instructions. Now you notice there's a lot of activity there with the screen going off and the resolution changing. That is normal when you're actually updating drivers for your video graphics card. So it's nothing to be concerned about. Now you need to click on the next, and it's coming up the normal message whenever you download drivers. Do you want to restart your computer now or start later? Now all you would need to do is to click yes and then click finish. But if I was to restart my PC now, it will actually end this video. So I'm going to click on no and finish. And that is the installation finished. And that is all you need to do in order to make sure you have the most up-to-date drivers for your computer's video card. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.